denominator, x squared minus 9, and we're going to factor it. X squared minus 9 has a middle term of 0, so it factors into x plus 3 times x minus 3, and I'm just going to rewrite it. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm factoring that expression. I'm going to just drop these down from the side. Okay, so this time the common denominator is both x plus 3 and x minus 3. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to what we were doing before, and the first step was multiply by the common denominator. It just so happened on Monday it was only one denominator. So I'm going to go ahead and put a parenthesis here. I'm going to multiply this whole side by both x plus 3 and both also the x minus 3. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Okay, let's start with the easier side. Let's start with the right side. What happens when I multiply those together? Both of the factors cancel, right? I have a factor of the x plus 3 and the x minus 3. So I'm now just left with, on this side, an 18. All right, so kind of similar to the opener in the fact that I have two things on the left side. And so when I'm doing that, I have to remember I have to multiply this x plus 3 times x minus 3 by this first term. And then I also have to do by the second term. I'm just going to cover up the second term for right now. Okay, I want you to just take a look at that. Tell me what cancels when you multiply those two. Just the x minus 3's, okay? What I'm left with then, so if the x minus 3's cancel, now I'm not going to hit the slash mark because I still have to multiply by there, but you guys see that hopefully. If the x minus 3's cancel, what is left then? X plus 3 and x. So I have x plus 3 times x here. That's what happens when I multiply these two expressions together. All right, let's continue on then to this one. All right, so I'm going to ignore this one now. If you would multiply x plus 3 times x minus 3 times the second term, what would cancel? The x plus 3's cancel this time, and I'm left with x minus 3 times 2x. Okay, so when we have two different denominators, the result after we multiply out is going to be a quadratic. So let's go ahead and distribute. I have x squared plus 3x plus 2x squared minus 6x equals 18. When I'm solving a quadratic, the ways to solve that would be quadratic formula or factoring, whichever one you prefer. I'm going to go ahead and move this 18 to the other side, and I'm going to add my like terms. What's x squared plus 2x squared? 3x squared. So I have 3x squared. 3x take away 6x is minus 3x. And now I move this 18 to the other side. Minus 18 equals 0. Okay, so at this point I'm not going to insult your intelligence. You can do quadratic formula. Do you want me to write it on the board again? A minute? Okay, I'll write it on the side of the board. X equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. What I will tell you is that today on your scavenger hunt, everything that you are going to be solving is going to be a factorable expression. So I'm going to solve by factoring. That is your choice if you would prefer quadratic formula. Do you notice some number that goes into all of those things? 3. So I'm going to pull the 3 out so my expression is easier to solve. That leaves me with x squared minus 1x minus 6 equals 0. What multiplies to be negative 6 adds up to be negative 1? Negative 3, positive 2. I set those factors equal to 0. I don't have to worry about this 3 in front. It doesn't affect the problem. If x minus 3 equaled 0, x would equal 3. Some of you can skip that in between step, I know. If x plus 2 equaled 0, x would be negative 2. So these are my two solutions to that quadratic. Okay, what do you notice about x equals 3? Go back, look in the original question. X equals 3, if I plugged it in up here, would make me divide by 0, and I can't do that. I'm going to cross that one out, and you're right, Kimberly, the word we said for that is extraneous. Okay. Let's do one more like that. Okay, so for this one, we're going to solve 1 over x minus 5 plus x over x minus 3 equals 2 over x squared minus 8x plus 15. Once again, I'm going to have you notice that over here, I can factor that. And lo and behold, guess what it factors into? What multiplies to be 15 adds up to be negative 8? Negative 5 and negative 3, which that's what we see, those two factors on this side. So I factor the expression on the right into x minus 5 times x minus 3. On the left, I still have my 1 over x minus 5 plus x over x minus 3. Okay, what's my common denominator? X minus 5 and x minus 3, both of them. So I'm going to multiply both sides by both of those factors. I'm going to start always, I like to start on the easier side. On this side, there's only one term. Both of those factors cancel. I'm left with 2. On this side, let's start with this. Okay, what cancels? X minus 5. So I'm left with x minus 3 times 1. Now I'm writing it there so you know what's left, but is x minus 3 times 1 change? No. Okay. All right, let's do now the second term. What cancels here? the x minus 3's, I'm left with x plus 5 times x. Okay, now all is left is the solving. So I have x minus 3 plus x squared plus 5x equals 2.
Why did you change to -5?
Hold on, did I? Oh, Wendy, Jolly Rancher for Wendy. That's a -5. Thank you. Whew, that would have caused problems later on. All right, let's solve our quadratic. We're going to add our like terms. We're going to move our 2 to the other side. So I have no other x squareds. I have x minus 5x, which is minus 4x. And then if I move this 2 to the other side, -3 take away 2 is -5. So options for solving, once again, like I said, you can solve using quadratic formula. Go ahead and do that if you want. Like I said, everything I give you today is factorable. So is there anything that multiplies to be -5, adds up to be -4? -5, +1. If I set this equal to 0, the answer to that is x equals 5. If I set this equal to 0, the answer to that is x equals -1. I look and one of those answers does not work in the original. Which one? X equals 5 up here would make me divide by 0. We're going to cross that one.